Welcome to Merrick's Dabbling Path.
Perfect. What's up, bro? I like it better.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I just got like this
Yeah.
speaker, and then on the side, I have like a small box to hook up all this, like a sound card kind of a thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice. That should fit.
You're with someone?
Yeah, but don't
Okay.
mind.
Okay. Okay. What's happening? You're on your laptop?
Nothing, dude.
On your
Chilling. Yeah, on a
on a
laptop.
laptop? Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Nothing. Chilling, dude. Like, fuck it. How do I say? It's work now. So just
You start.
But yeah, I checked that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
No,
No,
no.
I'm saying you started some new work. Yeah.
Yeah, I started working the same field project coordinator, but for a new space, and it's just been a month, so just trying to catch up with everything, right?
What
So,
had you? What did you study originally? Is it software engineering?
no, I did. Yeah, so it was computer science,
Okay. Okay.
right? It
Okay.
was like computer science is not just a software, but also hardware. But then I didn't work in that industry. I just came here, studied project management in IT, and then just moved into that field.
So
And then, yeah, so it's a project management
yeah.
field.
And you like you know software development, like like any language? No, programming language.
No, I know a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
of
yeah.
it, as in like I know the basics that I studied in college, but I never like worked on it.
Nice. Okay. You were saying something earlier and I cut you off. I don't. If you listen.
No, I was just gonna say that you sent me that image, right, about
Right,
mountains
right, right, right. Yes.
at that night. Dude, it was like a flashback. It like hit me that it's about time
Hear
I
it
should
again.
hear it again. Because I keep hearing his speech. Like I'm
I have
not sure
not
if
heard
you've
it,
heard it,
but yeah, if you
but
could
it's
send me the can we
oh, it's
it's
on
on YouTube.
YouTube.
Send me a
I
link
can
like
send it to
usual.
you.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you, but then yeah, it's I don't know why most of his clips are only there from the
Yeah.
whole thing, or probably because I searched for it. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I get. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the way it was thoughts and it, you still feel like in awe, like how he has that much of knowledge and that much of wisdom
Back
back
then,
then.
yeah.
To
Great.
yes, like to have
Hmm.
yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Is it the Swami Vivekananda? Is it like same thing? Or in they have? Is it part of the like? Is it that same statue then somewhere near Pali?
Uh,
Remember we used to go somewhere and buy these Chinese bhajjas when we used to chill at Anda's house. That
oh
is
no, dude,
oh
that
that
is
is Ambedkar.
Ambedkar,
I'm
bro.
getting it
I remember Sarvodaya,
somewhere we
right?
used to go and
Sarvodaya,
bring these
yes, yes.
Chinese bhajjas and
No,
yeah.
yeah, but you remember Sarvodaya, right? Where the first that was like the uh,
Sarvodaya.
it was one of those it was one of these iconic places, bro. Like I don't know how come you
But
don't remember, but it was
name
with CDs
the
and
name sounds very correct,
CDs,
correct, correct, correct. Yeah.
Sarvodaya, CDs and like
Yeah.
audio. Like how do
Right,
you
right,
have
right, 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 right.
TES or
That was
whatever
right there.
over
That
here?
yeah,
Like yeah,
like right between that V road or whatever. Yeah, the split road. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
the
the
junction.
junction. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was funny how the Chinese bhajias from there. The auntie sitting over the rope
Yeah,
and the basket and all.
yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. What was I saying? You saw this. I shouldn't bring it up. I shouldn't like just skim over it. But you saw that recent rape in Bombay. Heard about it? I mean, oh, fuck. It
No,
was as bad as that one that happened few years ago in December. Remember, in Delhi,
Delhi,
similar thing
yes.
involving fucking rods and shit. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I don't know what's happening. But,
But that, yeah, it's
yeah, I
fucked
I
up
was
shit.
actually watching this right now. I was watching this web
What's it?
Uh,
Asur?
Asur.
No.
The name is
Or like a TV
Asur.
show or like
So,
a Netflix?
like
Or
a
like a
web
web
series,
series. Yeah.
but I don't think it's on
Yeah.
any of those, Netflix or so. But anyway, so the show is based, like, I don't know if you know the meaning of Asur. So Asur is literally like how we have a general meaning out there. Asur is like, I can't say monster, but
Asuras.
uh, yeah, Asura. So you get it. So you've
Yeah.
read Shiva
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
trilogy and all, right? Yeah. So you must. So it was like somewhere
Oh,
part
okay,
of it.
nice.
So yeah. So Asuras and
Asuras
like,
and Devas and
but dude, yes. But then the show is not based, like, the show is based on just one fact. I don't know. I'm gonna spoil it for you.
is it like
It's
is
too interesting.
okay
It's too
and
good.
like is it English? Is it Hindi?
It's
Hindi
Hindi.
and
It's Hindi. Arshad Vashti.
it's on what platform? Like are you just watching it online?
Yeah, I was watching it online. I'm not sure, but the streaming service is on. I'm
Okay,
not really.
how
I think I was
long
watching it
is an
on
episode?
37 to
37,
40
40.
minutes. I think only the final episode is an hour. It's 8 episodes.
Just 8 episodes and it's done. I probably might watch it. I'm not
Yeah.
actually lately not been watching anything. I don't know.
No, so it doesn't. It just brings up thoughts like, I don't know, but then most of the people who have been have been killed in the name of God.
Right.
Like so it's one of those, like, this guy is a fanatic, and then it's the basis, like, on what basis he becomes a fanatic. There's a deep dive into, like, religious, like, karma and like, all of those, and it's wrapped around those, and it's
I recently heard, I'll tell you what is this. So I recently heard this quote or read this quote. I can't remember, but it is like, a common man will think like the fight is good versus evil. And then the cynic will say the fight is evil versus evil. But in truth, the fight is good versus good. Because like now, say for example, the Asuras and Devas, both as per them, their point of view is the right one. So that is the good one. And then the other person is the wrong one. But then the other person's point of view is a good one. So it's like it's always been a fight versus good. Like.
So for me, like, I cannot agree to that, because then you have to decide what
exactly.
is good or bad. Someone has to decide. So I think it's just perception versus perception.
Yeah.
Right? It's just perception versus perception. Someone looking from your screen is something different, and that's perception. Because when you start dividing good or bad, when you start putting it in columns.
No, I'm not saying for us to understand. I'm saying from the person fighting, his point of view, like it's like good. Okay, he's right.
No, so that's what this, like, so this thing, somewhere they say, like, in us, both of that is there. But then it's like the yin and yang,
the two wolves in you.
Yes. Which one you feed and like all of those things. But yes, I don't know. That just came out of when you said that. So yes, like Kali Yuga is here, and like how people.
Oh, Kali Yuga, yeah. Like now it seems we are in the year of Kali Yuga, which is going to go for another few thousand, not thousands, I think 1 million more years.
I really don't know, like, the actual length, and the thing, it just came up because I was watching the show and they used that.
But if I remember correctly, like I think Kali Yuga is the shortest among the 4 yugs, but it's still like some millions of years. You don't know.
I'm honestly, like, I'm totally unaware of that. I wouldn't say. I can't say it's irrelevant to me. It's just like I've never thought about, never given that
thought into it. What else? Have you been looking into crypto?
Not really. Not like I should. The last time I was thinking about this was some days before, and I was asking someone who was like from a younger generation.
His point of view. Their point of view.
Yeah, like I just wanted to like get like not just crypto. I'm like, what is it in your, like, right now, what do you think is something that you'd like to invest and get quick money? Like back in our days, there were people trying to like get out into scams.
Oh, that
like, network marketing and like pyramids.
I know. I remember.
Yes, but you know how the boom was there, right? Like at
Initial people
who
made
got,
some
they
money.
made some money,
Yeah,
and then
true.
but so I just wanted to ask him, like, what is, like, right now, what is this going
Mm,
on over
mm.
there? So, like, the thing was, like, usually it was stock for some, it was crypto for some time, but recently I went to stock because stocks have become so easy to trade over here in Canada. Plus, we just have it on a mobile app and, like, do the thing by yourself. So they are more into stocks rather
Crypto.
than having crypto. Or, yeah, because crypto is, I don't know. I think it's
How
one
younger
monkey
is
market.
this person you're speaking to?
I think 17.
Hmm.
Yeah, 17.
Okay.
And then there was one more with him that night. Yeah, parents said it was about a month, but dad making a decision in stock market. So dad was
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I think stocks are good. I mean, it's good for investment, obviously, as well. But it must be good in trading. But I feel crypto is better in investing. It's like, yeah, like in
investing.
investing in in for a period of at least 4 to 5 years. I think crypto is a better choice. If you,
It's good. Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
saying no, but then from where we come from, like I don't know if you type on just the thought process I have, or like from the coming from a place where literally the paper money was
yeah,
everything at the time.
yeah.
Like when I was doing paper money was everything. And then slowly it started like disappearing. And now I see like over here I do not catch like cards and
Oh, just
but
your
then
mobile
there
even,
is
yeah,
still something. Yeah, just
yeah,
my mobile. Yeah, that is true. Like that is something I need to
yeah.
still get used to. I still feel like when I use a card, I still feel like, see, that's one of the things. Like it's tough for me to let go.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know. So crypto and stocks, like for me, stocks investing in companies. So there is something like physical. Oh, there is like, how do I say, like a legacy
Mm,
behind
mm,
something what I'm putting or whatever.
yeah,
There is something like that is how I feel like I can. But then crypto is something literally right now for me. It's like bubble, like whatever, how much ever. Like
mm,
even if you say Bitcoin, when you say Bitcoin, like in my head there is no like when I think of Bitcoin, I don't know. Like there's no place that I think of. There's no. All I can think of is a
yeah,
sign probably, and most I can think of is like people
correct.
using electronics. But then if I tell you about any company or like I talk about like Air Canada
Right,
or like I talk about like company like any big like
right,
Apple or
right.
like Samsung or like all these. It's
I
something
feel
out
like you
there
need to
and then
look into it like a bit more and understand why like it is fucking gained value in these last so many years. Uh, in the sense, like what Bitcoin was like few cents, yeah. Today it is sitting close to 50 USD per coin, and like it was at one point like 65 USD, dropped down to 30, gone back up to 50. By the end of this year, I feel it's again going to go up past the new 60 in their 60 mark. But why does it have value is because there's no one controlling it, right? Like there's no one person that holds it. Like, and every like you can say you have so many stocks. Stocks are valued in Canadian dollars or US dollars, right? But now the US dollar or the Canadian, or for that matter, even Australian or whichever, it's not pegged against anything real. Now for a stimulus check, they've just been printing money out of thin air, right? Like there's no, it used to be backed against gold up till 1971. And then after that, it's not backed against anything. But crypto is like, it has value among the people. Like everyone has a copy of the ledger. Like whoever owns little of Bitcoin, everyone has a copy of ledger. So everyone is in agreement of who owns how much and who is transacting. Like if I send something to you and it's accepted by the blockchain, it's like agreed by everyone. That is that is the reason it has value. Now in El Salvador, it is legal tender. So now that being done, like companies like big companies like MNCs like McDonald's and Starbucks, they have to accept Bitcoin. So if they're going to start at
yeah.
one place, it's surely to grow in like some other places. And banks and Western Union and everything has to start accepting Bitcoin. So you're getting it, like the ball is already like in motion for like all these big people to jump on the crypto thing. Yeah.
Jump on the wagon, yeah.
And what is the application of it? So Bitcoin itself is like, okay, like no one knows who made it, and it's been there. It's like one of the oldest blockchains. It's been there, and like that's why and like people give it like even more value, like because like no one owns it, and like it's a people's money. But then other counterparts of it as like Ethereum and like Cardano, and like then those projects are made like with a purpose, right? So the purpose of like Ethereum and say Cardano is other blockchains can be built on that. So what like you need to like understand like what the blockchain technology is basically. Like I was lucky to study little bit of it in my university degree and how it's going to play out in the real world. Like IBM has a few YouTube videos on like how blockchains are going to be used and like few other I can't remember anything. But I think the last time I was giving someone an example was is they can have closed network like Bitcoin is an open network blockchain. Anyone can come in and anyone can go out, right? Anyone can join the network. It's open. A closed network blockchain will be like for a particular industry or a particular transaction even. Say for example, I want to buy a car. I'll go online, I'll place an order. I want a Tesla red color. I want it registered in Melbourne, and I want ABC insurance. And so in the future, what will happen is all these things will be linked on the chain. And as my order goes, like it'll all be like proof of stake or proof of like it'll all be set. Like there'll be set parameters. Like if this happens, then that will happen. If that happens, this will happen. So I place my order. It'll go to Tesla. Tesla's car is ready. It'll go to the insurance company. Insurance is ready. It'll go to the local council registering or whatever the state registry, and then it'll all get done and then come back to me. And everyone part of that network has a record of when what has happened. That's like a tiny example. Then say for example, like what's happening in some coffee, like a small coffee shops in New York. They are importing coffee from Ghana. Now, if you don't know about the African market, they've been pretty big into like this digital currency because I think less than 50% of that population is not linked to banks. Yeah, so they've been like doing. They have this thing called M-Paisa. It's I think Nigerian. I can't remember. But what is that is they found out like people are using phones more, and people are using the time. You get minutes. You buy minutes for the phone, but they're using that as money. This was like way back. They were using that as money. So then the company said, if you're going to use that as money, let's just make it a real thing and like make it real money and make it easier for people to transact on. So I was coming back to that coffee shop in New York. So even like the local, I forgot what they are called, dude. Like, but like all the coffee will go to like the state, not the state, but the local will like how Amul is in India, like where all the milk used to go to like one hub and then from there it gets distributed and then all these people get paid down the line, right? This is like that. The coffee goes there. But by the time it comes to New York, because it's on the chain and like on your packaging itself, you can identify like from which field it has come from, like in that. And there'll be a barcode on the coffee packet. You can scan that barcode and you can directly tip that farmer. So it goes from the coffee shop in New York. It'll go through that hub in Ghana or wherever, and then it'll go to the coffee vendor.
Makes sense. So this is explaining blockchain technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense, and I think the bigger and better. Like right now, it's good all of this, but I think in depth when you can have each and every material that can be like into this technology, and then you can have it that way. So everyone is accountable for what and everything. What they're using, as well. So that makes total sense. But then yes, coming back to crypto, like I as I said, I don't disagree. Like and whatever you said right now, definitely that was something new that I should learn more about it, get more information, get into it. But then yes, like how do I say? I
Yeah,
agree
yeah,
with
I
you.
understood.
It's
Yeah,
something that
I
is
understood
it's
what
growing.
you're saying, but you don't know, like, you don't know, like, maybe where to put some investment in or what. Like, say, for example, last week there was this coin, Algo, something like that, algorithm or something like that. Okay, it's like known as Algo. So El Salvador started accepting Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is like they needed another blockchain like to be act as an intermediary between like the block like between Bitcoin and the conversion into dollars. They needed another tech, so they picked this coin, Algo or something, and it shot up like 50-60% in a day, and like from the last 2-3 days it's gone up like 100%, something like that, and it's just slid. So it's like you identify, like, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies, right? Like people are making some for just for fuck's sake, like, but even then that is sometimes it's getting value. Say for example that Dogecoin, just because Elon Musk
So then,
said something
yes,
about it, it blew up. Lucky for me, I mean, I just like in that case, lucky for me, I'd put like $100 way back in the day, and like suddenly I'm
so,
looking at it, it's $1,000. It grew
okay.
999%. Not
Mhm.
nine.
But then you have to pull it out, right? And
No,
you
I
pulled
didn't
it
pull it
out,
out,
then it
like,
was
because
1,000.
I'm not looking at pulling it out.
Then how much did it
It
drop
dropped
down?
down to 600 now, I think, at like given today or something like that. I'm not looking
Mhm.
at like trading. I should, I
Okay,
maybe I
okay.
should, I don't know, but I'm not looking at, like, I just leave it be. Maybe like tomorrow, like today, like Elon Musk said something. Tomorrow someone else will say something again. It'll go up, and I'll be like, fuck, I shouldn't have pulled it out. So how I've been investing is, I've been like,
Mhm.
I used to earn weekly. Now I earn like fortnightly. But every week, like, I'll put like $20-$50, and I've been doing that for a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, there's nothing
And how much return do you see in a year? How much return do you see in a percent? Like how much return do
now with the
you
market
think
being
it
down.
would earn?
I can still say, like, with the market being down from where it was, but I was still like early into it. I could say a good 50%. Yeah, which you're not going to get in stocks. You're not going to get in a bank. Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
it's not gonna go. But then
I mean, I
how
think
much
you
time does it
should
take?
check out this guy called Balaji Srinivasan. He's American, Indian origin, obviously. I think he was like not. I think he was born also in India and then moved to the States.
Hmm.
I think he has a PhD in, I think, electronic engineering, and then a master's in chemical. But really intelligent dude, angel investor and all that. This thing. But he's like talking about, like, he's predicted some things about the, like, when the pandemic hit just before, like he's predicted things, like in the past he's predicted things. Really intelligent dude, sometimes hard to keep up to what he's saying, but he's like talking about like how cities are going to be built, like how cities are going to be formed using this blockchain. And it's like, and how cities are going to go from location based cities to internet based cities instead, like, and where like everyone will agree, like an agreement will come based on that.
Mhm.
And he gave an example of Miami and New York, where New York was like, when with this blockchain happening, New York was putting all these restrictions on these companies on like crypto and blockchain, because they're like, we are New York, and like the mayor of New York, and like we can do whatever. And you, if you guys want to stay here, you got to agree with us. And then on the other side, like the mayor of uh, Miami is like, we let you all do whatever you guys want to do in terms of blockchain and crypto and all. And all these big companies have moved to Miami. Like, I think you should like look into that a bit more. In saying that, like, you being from computer engineering background, you should check out like what's happening,
No, I should
yeah,
check it out, but
in
then
this field.
I know, but then that is I think I'm very I shouldn't say disinterested.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know.
Mm.
I feel I don't know. It's a very vague thing to say it out loud when I say it, but I feel like uh, something like as probably this is an opportunity. Like when you're saying this, I should like get into this and do this, but this is how I think happens. Like I don't have to search for it. I just like if I'm always on the right frequency, things will come.
Okay. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, like
In-
it's something. If I'm like genuinely searching or like genuinely like this, I don't say dissatisfied, but you know how this guy puts it. I think it's Mark Manson in the book The Art of Not Giving a
The Art of
Fuck.
Not Giving.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Okay. I
the
have
book.
not read that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who so the full book name is The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, a counterintuitive approach to life. So I'm not sure. So most people usually assume first. Let me complete that. So in that book, there's a part where it says the the experience of being not happy and trying to do something, trying
Yeah.
to achieve, or like doing an activity to be happy or to do anything or to have a goal is itself a negative experience. But accepting a negative experience that you are in this itself is a
Correct.
positive.
I've heard this before. Yeah.
Yes. So that book, so that book usually most people think it's about like living a life without giving a fuck, but that is not the point of the book. It's about caring about few things, but caring so much about it that you don't give a fuck about anything else. To
Yeah.
get like he'll say instances like something that happens with family or like anything he'll put down or something that your goal is or that you want. Because you cannot have a goal like I don't know, like getting rich. Is that a goal you think? Like what is rich
Exactly.
in your mind? Like
Yeah.
you get it like money. Is money your goal or like is
Yeah.
happiness? Like is family? Like you get it like is being famous or is being
In
whatever.
the,
So in that way, but yeah.
in saying that, like in terms of money, I came across something. It's like, are you going to be selling your time for money? Or like, should you be selling your time for money? Or should you be spending your money for time?
Yeah, exactly.
Because what is a
But to that point,
limited resource? The limited resource, the most limited resource we have is time. Yeah.
fine. I also read this recently. It was a small like a photo, and it just said like back in the day, of course, like our father would walk 20 minutes to save
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
Get it? And today, someone spends $20 to save 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like his son would be spending
To save
$20
10 minutes.
to
Yeah.
save 10 minutes. But the moral is that they are both
Correct.
correct. Like, they are both correct
Yeah.
in their time.
In their time.
In the
Right.
phase where they are. And then, yes, in that because it depends at that time what commodity is more available. At that time, probably time was more available.
You're right.
Now money, if you're smart, you can find anywhere, everything is fine. I'll spend right.
In saying that, you were meant to send me some of the like a card from there. In return for that card, I will send you some crypto. I'll get you hooked up to I'll get you. I'll tell you which wallet to download, and I'll take that address off you, and we'll exchange for some crypto.
100%.
You watch what happens with it, and then maybe you can start.
No,
Maybe you can
definitely.
start.
I do have some money in crypto
Yeah.
right now. I'm sorry if I
You're just not like
just saying like
don't
I
want
just
to
not
not
actively.
actively.
No, it wasn't Ripple
Yeah.
actually. It wasn't
Right,
Ripple,
XRP, I think. Yeah.
$200. Yeah, and when it got
No.
I think Coinbase.
Yeah.
Also
What
was,
happened with
like you couldn't deal with
what
it.
happened with XRP was the SEC, that is the American Securities Exchange or whatever. They fucked with them basically. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're continuing. There's like an ongoing legal thing with those guys. So that so that's what can happen. Like like that's what can happen to some of the cryptos out there. Like someone can come and like just like muck around, and then that will die, but then one of the other projects will replace it. Yeah. And then there's another crazier thing that's happening with crypto is NFTs. If you've seen anything on that. Oh, those are like art projects on built on the blockchain. So they are minted, like it's an art file, but it's minted on the chain, so it
Mhm.
cannot be replicated. So there'll be like few, like there'll just be one of each, or like few of each, or something like that, depending on how it was designed. That market has blown up 6,000% in the last year. And like there was like a funny one, like there's like a funny Indian, like these, I think it was two Indian guys, and like it's like these guys post on Facebook, right? Like from like I'm not gonna, like I'm gonna say it like from the Gao type guys. Okay, Salman was my friend, but now he's not my friend, and Abhishek is my new friend. Something like that, okay? And there was like a photo of it, and with all these things written on it. And like Salman is there with a cross on
Okay.
him, like an X mark on him, and Abhishek and him are shaking hands, and like the picture.
Okay,
Someone
okay,
put this
okay,
on the blockchain,
okay.
like someone made that an NFT, like an art, and someone fucking bought it for 50,000 USD.
See this, and that guy must have sold whatever thing he must have had. Like as soon as it must have gone little up, he sells everything. Like that's how it works.
I mean, someone they'll keep holding it. I don't know what's the funda of it, because the photo can be replicated, right? But the thing is, the one that is existing on the blockchain, that one cannot be replicated. I don't know. I really don't get it. I really don't understand it. I don't understand how it has value. But like people are just like minting money on these projects. Like there's some guys like are becoming millionaires just over like a month or two.
What do you do? Like, okay, what would you do? Like, okay, you become a millionaire.
If I become a millionaire,
like, what do you
like
want to do?
that I always keep thinking of it. Like what it always brings me back to that Alan Watts question, and I don't have that answer. The question being is, what would you do if money was not like if money was not the issue, right? Like something like that is Alan Watts' question. There was like, you put it out there. What would you do if money didn't matter? Yeah, what would you do? And then he gives that. I think he talks about a girl being a horse rider, and she just loves riding horses, and like she just keeps doing that like as a project. So I don't have anything that I'd really like into. But if I had to, I would like probably look at doing. I'll like if I don't have to sell myself to make a living and like to whatever to pay the bills and pay the rent, and like if I didn't have to go to a job, what would I do is probably like learn. There's so much to learn, man. Like so many like so many things to do, like in the sense like probably now if it is now, say for example, it's okay, now it was winter. If winter, I would have gone fucking snowboarding or some things like that, right? It's going to be summer, I'll go like snorkeling, I'll go to the sea and do stuff like that. And mainly if I had like all the money in the world, I'd probably like travel more, like that for me. Like I would like try to travel like as much as possible. In terms,
you think you really like if you actually like whatever you said right now, you like if you put in reality, you think you cannot afford to do that right now with everything you're doing. That's what you're saying. Like your lifestyle. No, when you see, define the thing as snowboarding. When it's snowboarding, how much? Like, does it snow over there? No, how much? No. Does it snow over there?
It does.
It snows over there. It does snow over there, right? So you must have some hill station
like
next to you, right? Yeah. How much is it? Like, okay, when it's peak season, it must be costly. Or like, when it's beginning or later, there will be a time where you can, like, find you have skill, right? You're earning. Like, you don't have to have a mountain of money to go and experience these things. I'm just saying, like, see, the biggest risk in life is we take is not doing something right now, on the basis that we'll have the time to
no like for me it's like, okay, I'm not just going to go snowboard, okay, I've done it. For me it's like I want to like improve, like I'll go practice like like repeat, like I want to become good at like little bit at snowboarding, become good at little bit at like doing something else.
So this is something like this thought you have, I'm sure, like, I don't know. So that's what I think the basis of this is. We need more time to self-analyze rather than, because see, right now when you also answer, like when you had to answer, you had to think, and whatever on top of the mind, whatever experience you thought, and then how did you pick these experiences? Like if I just go, is the experience you picked were mostly that had adrenaline.
Right.
When it was well. So what does it that tell you? Like it's a human
Right.
instinct that when you feel a adrenaline rush, you feel more alive.
Right. Exactly.
It's like a fit. Exactly. So when you analyze that whole thought, so it's not actually snowboarding, it's not
No.
actually that thing. It's a thought in
Yeah.
your head that okay, yeah, you want to learn that. I wouldn't say you don't want to learn. When you say, oh, you want to learn little or you want to spend time. So mostly you want to spend time where your blood is
Rush into
literally
it.
rushing
Yeah.
most of the time. You get it? So like with that thought, you have that. Okay, that is where you enjoy. Now the thing is that can you do that all day long? If you can do that all day long, you have to search for a profession
Correct.
that is in there. And you say, what profession? Like I had people when I went skydiving, I had like people who had done skydiving one first time, and this guy had literally now he works somewhere. He's like in construction, but he comes and he's gotten doing his classes, and that moment he was like 1 year down with his classes, and he was trying to get into coaching, and so he can become a So see, like if you see the end, like I know, like it's all the rush. Like right now, when people ask, like about crypto, like anything about making money, anything. The whole point is, I know the society right now is crazy. There's so much of information. There's so much of choices. So much choices. Everything. What do you want to confuse yourself more? Do you want to get into the rat race? Do you want to be one of those who knows everything what's happening in the world and who is like that, like that? Or you want to literally be someone who literally cares about, okay, yeah, we have to begin with our surrounding, right? We have to begin with ourselves, then our family, and then it grows, then the community. We just like that's my thought. Like it just starts over there. So yeah. Whatever it's like. That's I think that is where I come from. That's why I think I've never I didn't say never, but I don't follow these my more time is divided into these things rather than
what are you putting your time into?
Actively so right now I don't know, the more time I've been here alone and the more time I spend here, like how I miss speaking with family, reconnecting with friends. You get it? Just trying to I wouldn't say just trying to make the most of my time with how do I say, being in the present rather than just.
But you're saying
how do I say
missing family and then you're saying being in the present.
Yes, exactly. So see you can be missing family and being in the present. Now how you
you're saying
only when I'm in the present I can miss family, right? Like the whole point is I'm in the present and I'm here and I feel like, okay, if I was with my family, I would feel better. You get it? Now, so when I say I miss my family, as in it's more of a thought that I've been here. It's more than 2 years that I've been away right now. It's the most I've been away from home. This pandemic, I had plans to go back home and everything. Now, for me, I think my energy comes from being close to myself. It's my rejuvenation thing. Just because I've in 30 years of my life, more than half of my life I've stayed away from home. Boarding, engineering hostel, and then coming here. So most of my life. So it was always in 6 months or in 3 months. I used to go back home. It was because that is where I used to gain the strength to come out and do
whatever.
How do I say? Yes, do whatever. Because it's like touching base. So it's right now it's just been too far away.
For a while now. Yeah.
Yes. But then that also makes me realize what I value in life, what is actually valuable to me, or what gives me satisfaction, or what is how do I say how my priority, how do I want to set my priority?
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is my friend was saying recently, things are going crazy right now with everything. COVID back again, and then I was I wanted to go home. In India as well, right? So he was if you choose to go home, it would probably if you're stuck over there, if something happens. So I'm right now, if something happens in the next 2 months, I would rather be stuck over there.
Okay.
I'm in that phase.
Okay.
Like I would rather fight that with my family, like with my over there while I am, than being here.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that is something. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know where that's
But
coming
like
from.
that
But
is how
yeah,
you feel.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's all.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is how
that's
I
cool.
feel.
Yeah. Not bad. Otherwise, what you've been spending time doing, like other than how many hours at work in that sense?
So
Work from
it's
home.
eight, like yeah,
Hmm.
work from home, like usually 6 10, like 8 something hours. Then usually evenings I just go for a walk
The
outside,
weather is
like
still good.
cycle. Right. Oh yeah, weather is good. It's getting
Yeah.
cooler nowadays. It's 28 today all day. But then yeah, then probably game in the evening.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
little, yeah. That's one of the things. And then recently, I've been having this whole renovation going on back home, which I
Oh,
think I
right. You were telling
told
me,
you
right?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've been
so
coordinating some
it's like
stuff over
I'm
there.
on
Yeah.
call, like coordinating as in in touch with
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that's happening. Yeah, I was the one who pushed them to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like I pushed them to you to do this, and now I'm just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Nice.
How was it going up with you over there, like during these days, during like lockdown
Yeah,
times that
man. It's
in
like
the longest
longest
one?
lockdown in the world over here.
Mhm. Yeah.
With 300 to 200 cases per day, we are in the longest lockdown in the world, apparently in Victoria or Melbourne.
Mhm.
But it's not bad for me because I still get to go to work. So I still have that thing going on. Uh, Otherwise, I've been doing jiu-jitsu, right? Which I have not been able to do for the
Mhm.
last 2 months or 3 months now. But yeah, like usual day, like probably get home after work. I work out. I've been listening to some audiobooks. I was telling you about Jack Carr, the book called Terminal List, and then his second book, and yeah, and then
Yes.
yeah, usually cook. I've actually been trying intermittent fasting, just like, and
Okay.
that's another way of like I feel for me like it's like to just observing like your urge, and like if you can control that urge, like urge of hunger, that is of
Urge of
eating.
like to control hunger. Yeah, control the tongue is the
Yeah.
beginning of. It is the first step in
Yeah.
self
Yeah.
control. Like the first step where you start like, on a
Yeah.
spiritual path
Yeah.
as well. They say.
I think it was there in autobiography of a yogi as well, right? Like in this
Yes.
in the
Yes. Yes.
early in like one of the earlier parts when he was a younger boy, and
Mhm.
I think his guru had traveled from many places, and then they were all waiting to eat once the guru comes. And then the guru comes there, and then he still goes on to doing other activity. And he's like, "We all been waiting to eat, and like you still going on, like, and you've traveled for all these years
Mhm.
and not eaten, and you still." He's like, and then I think it like goes on like you need to like just like that's just an thing, just
Yes.
observe it, it'll like pass, and then finally they
Mhm.
go and eat or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
I
sure
think
which
it's
part of
like in
sleep, but
the
yeah, it
early.
even has
Yeah,
two.
it's in the
Mhm.
early. I have not finished that book. Some, yeah.
Oh no, it has some characters, some scenes in there that get on. Like one of them, if I remember the name is Teresa Newman, and the other one is uh Balaji or some name. So these two saints, like one is abroad and one is probably in India. But then in his journey, he meets
Yeah.
both of them, and in both of their presence, like because he's heard of them, these guys do not eat at
Oh,
all.
okay.
Like their existence comes from
Right. From
like for
breath.
them, this is
Yes.
like like turning all this energy, because at the end it's energy all
Right.
around. So I think it's enough. Like for them, it was like the God's love. Like that is
Right.
how they see. Like that is how
Yeah.
they see them.
But
But
in
yeah.
doing that, I also seen like I thought like okay, if I'm gonna skip an entire meal for an
Mm,
entire week, at the end of the week, I should
mm.
be losing weight. Like I should cut down on calories.
Is
No,
that the
that's not the
goal?
goal, but like I thought like that would be the outcome. And the goal is like still, as I was saying, like controlling the mind. Like the goal is like just seeing like
Mm.
how I can push myself like and doing.
So controlling the mind, I don't know how much intermittent fasting works,
Uh
because at
it's
the
see,
end
like I'll tell you why it is like harder. Because I'll have like I'll just have a smoothie in the morning. I'll have lunch at work. So I don't want to be in that phase where I'm like turkeying for food while I'm at work, or like, because
Mhm.
like hunger leads to anger as well, right? Like you sometimes you snap at things because you're like you don't have food. So yeah, so I don't
100%.
mind that when I'm back home. Like I mean, that is another thing I can easily observe when I'm home. Like I don't want to be like on a phone call and like just like flip switch.
Mhm.
So like, and yeah, so my last meal is like around 3 in the afternoon, and then I come home by 5, 6. Then I'll probably work out for an hour, and then after that workout it's even harder because like I just like exerted the body, and then I feel like hungry, and then I go on to, yeah.
So it's not just control of
Yeah.
not eating, right? It's all about what we eat. See,
Hmm.
right now, I don't know, like I just want to talk it's about how we have so many
Oh
diets and
yeah.
so many
Yeah.
food choices you have, like thousands of them. How do I or you decide
Hmm.
what you want? I would like most of the meals I would go on to what your lifestyle is, right? Like I'm literally working from
Right.
home right now. I don't have a very
Active
active
lifestyle. Yeah.
lifestyle, very active lifestyle. Even if I do
Hmm.
intermittent fasting, even but then while my lunch or dinner, I eat a very heavy. I'm not able to like I'm not able to burn all
Right.
those calories, right? You get it? Like even intermittent fasting throughout the day, I'm sitting. How much will the body
Hmm.
burn? Do, like how much do you get? But then also, if I'm doing intermittent fasting when I'm actually exerting my
Right.
body, like if I'm actually doing, it's wrong, right? Like because you might probably like run out of like you're using more energy than your
Has.
body actually has, then that's when you go into negative. So it's like I know out there that I don't think there is a proper diet for
Yeah, there cannot
everyone,
be
like
like,
versus
yeah, there cannot be
anything,
one thing that
anything. It
fixes like
depends.
the world's problem.
Yes, it's correct. Like right now, everything how we feel or what we are is what we eat,
Right.
food and the thought we give.
Yeah.
So food, like literally, like I'm saying, like starving is good. Like everything is good. Like whatever we do towards our body, but then it also it shouldn't be okay. I'm not doing this, so I can do this,
Hmm.
or like I don't know how do you classify food, but then like in Indian like there are three kinds of
Right.
literal food. It's food for
Satvik, you
the
are talking.
Satvik, and then yes. I don't know the
Hmm.
name, but then yeah, one gives like aggression, and the other
Right.
one
Right.
literally keeps you calm. So that's the whole reason, right? Like you wouldn't see a Rishi eating meat. It's not because he like the whole reason why Rishi doesn't because meat gives you that much of energy, active. Like in that word they would say aggression, but aggression is not always that.
Yeah.
It gives you that much energy to work or do that, like whatever that attitude,
Right.
that motivation, that whatever. But then they don't need it. They are in it. Like the whole thing for life is
Hmm.
different. Their whole job. So they know, okay, I have to eat this so I can sit here all day. When you say, we are like, oh, I cannot sit here right now. Oh, how can you sit? I've just like eaten so many spices,
Yeah.
like so much food in here, so many things are
Right.
happening. My
Right.
body needs,
Move about
yeah,
like sugar or whatever, and then you spike your blood
any,
sugar
yes,
glucose
yes,
level, and then you want to be
100%.
active. Or on the other hand, you eat too much of carbs, and then your body is taking time to process that, and then you're lazy and lethargic. And hmm.
Definitely, yes.
But what you've been following any type of cutting down on any food or restricting from anything or limiting in
Oh,
terms of
not
diet?
specifically
Hmm.
restricting anything. I just make sure that like my morning start with like fruit
Fruits, yeah,
or like bananas
yeah.
and everything. Since I think that's the best thing for my mind and for my body when I have
Hmm.
in the morning. And then I have like two meals, like, and then the meals actually depend on my how do you say cooking
Right,
thing
right.
and the timing and
You're
everything. But yeah. But I'm not very
and
specific
you're
for
cooking your own
yeah.
food, or now and
Now
then,
and then,
yeah.
now and then.
Otherwise, like your housemates or something like that.
Oh no,
Oh,
housemates,
okay. You're cooking
like
order
order
food, or you're
food
cooking your own
or
food.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. In terms of that, like in saying that, what cooking oil you've been using?
So
Mm.
honestly, I've given up
Good.
cooking oil since
Yeah.
I think more than 2 years
Yeah.
since I
Yeah.
came your webinar, and I
Mm.
only use. You're gonna laugh at this, but pure ghee,
No,
only
no.
ghee.
Even like since Melissa has been here, I've been using ghee. 90%. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know. Okay,
90% of the
only ghee.
time
Okay.
she makes something and all, like it's pure ghee. Probably if I make some meat, I'll put it in the slow cooker. And because it's in the slow cooker, it doesn't need oil. So there's no oil and there's no ghee.
Okay.
So yeah, so if I'm cooking meat like that, and then there's no oil or ghee. But if I do,
No,
yeah,
that's good because the meat itself
oil
also has
exactly.
oil, right?
And if I do use oil, I'll use like olive oil. And like if you look at it, like if you go to a grocery store, like I was watching the other day, like sunflower oil is like $2,
Mm-hmm.
olive oil is $10, and
Yes.
and that sunflower oil or like all these refined oils are like so bad for you, like in
Mm-hmm.
the sense. Yeah.
Oh, I I never went into that how bad it is. When I just realized, okay, it's not. It was giving me personal issues with my
Cause you
stomach and
had some.
everything, and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. So I was like,
I think
okay, no, I
back in
don't
India,
think
I used to have like lots of acid reflux, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it
Yeah,
stopped like
yeah.
once I came over here, and probably like once I like started eating less. Probably if I used to eat like a fucking Domino's pizza with like that all that pepperoni and all that
Oh,
oil, like that's it, and then I used to
yeah.
get it back, and then I realized, oh wait, like this is the scene, like this is what it's causing it. And lately I've only been cooking at home, like not even eating out, like only been eating food from home. Either most of the time I've been
No.
making my, yeah, even I've been cooking my food, and like simple, like putting the meat in the slow cooker and then having a bunch of veggies, like making a salad, probably eating spinach every day, bananas every day, beetroot in the smoothie, and like, yeah.
See so that's it's nice. Like it's very nice. Like for me, like that's the whole thing. But then because I've had these cases where if you would have known, like when I've gone through this, like I've become very careful about what I eat and everything, and how it cools down, like everything. And then I realized more than what I was eating, it was the fact that I cared. That is what was giving me more satisfaction.
Like
You get it? That whole
a
thing of
placebo,
like a reward,
kind of like
placebo.
a placebo.
Yes, and
Mm.
yes, and then the amount of time and thought I
Giving
was
into it.
giving. Like at the end, I was like, yes. At the end, like it's food to sustain. It's a fuel to
Right.
sustain. You get it? It's at the end because time.
Mm.
You get it? And then now, just because we have so much choice, we shouldn't be one of them who was like sitting like back in the day, like still people were healthy and living. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like gluten free or this free. I'm just like all these thoughts that come.
That's also because back in the day, like their food was more like raw, you could say, like more like real. How is
Mm-hmm.
like gluten? Say for example, if you're eating white bread, it's not good to eat white bread. How is white bread made? Why is the bread white? It's like a faster yeast that is used to make the bread. It's easier
Fast
in
paced,
this thing.
yes.
So you rather have like sourdough bread, which is like on the traditional way of making bread. And
But then people have,
yeah,
sorry, but then people have eaten white bread. I'm just saying, like we come from place where pav is
right.
made, right? Pav, the ingredient, like it's the same thing with say white bread ka ingredient and pav.
Sorry.
Oh no, pav is also made from the same that faster
Right.
yeast,
It
right?
is.
Right. Pav is same, and most of the labor that you see in Denmark, like you see, like not even just labor class. Like when I say labor, don't
Yeah.
get I just like the
Working
working
class.
class, like
Yeah.
actively.
Blue collar.
Well, yes, like the people who no, okay, now blue collar, the hard. So like you see staple food, pav.
Right.
You get it, like lunch, vada pav, like you think, like I'm just saying, like the amount of thought we can. I know, like I don't know how it goes, but so many people for so long have been eating this and just
Eating
like
all of this food. Yeah.
living this. It's because we think and we give this thought, we create a problem for ourselves. Mind over matter. Do you get it? Like whatever we think materializes at the end, like the thought of it. Like if you were unaware of this, would you think it would make a difference to your life? Like I'm just saying, like white bread has yeast. How much difference would it make? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna remind you of
Yeah.
something.
Say.
I'm gonna you remember what I'm gonna
No.
remind you of, right? Okay, it was this night we were at Gavin's place.
Okay.
We went to Gavin's place as in the place.
His farm. Okay. I mean,
Now we are like, let's go
I'm
for a
pretty
walk.
all right, like with talking about anything, like if that's like, yeah,
No. I
yeah,
know, I know, I know. I'm just saying, but then yeah,
okay,
that night,
okay,
like,
yeah,
how we were
yeah,
tripping,
yeah,
like, we were
yeah,
tripping
yeah,
on it, and then we went for a walk, and we were like, okay, we'll go outside the gate, and we came, like, we'll go
yeah.
outside the thing. And while you were coming back, you were the last person. You
Me,
were behind,
I was
not
the
just
last.
behind.
Okay,
Yeah, you were behind. Yeah, like
yeah,
coming
okay,
in
okay.
inside was and the gate, and then someone shouted from some, "Hey, close the gate, Merrick, close the gate." And you were like, "What is this gate?" And then I heard you say that we were tripping, and
Yeah,
I heard you say that for
like
all
for
like I
anything, for
think
anything.
any. And the best part is like it was funny to me, but
Like it was
also
that.
it applies, dude. It's like a mantra for me
Correct,
right
correct,
now.
true.
Honestly, it's like a what different like only when the answer is yes, I would want to work towards it. What difference does it
But
make?
yeah,
Like you get it like right now there
but
is so
thanks for
many things
reminding me.
that
I should probably get that tattooed on my arm, like just to remind myself. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
sometimes they're like occupying to be the right path. Like, to be is enough.
Hmm.
Please, like that is what you have to write. Not write what doesn't. Like write that like
To be. Yeah.
is enough. Like
To
to
be.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
to be, like to exist. I'm just saying, like when we say we have so much responsibility, like that is all our thought. That's the biggest prison of the
Yeah.
mind. Like the biggest prison is the one you don't know you're in, right? It's the mind. So to be, like sometimes we should always remember to be is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This
I've
is
been like,
important.
I think I've been like watching way too much of things regarding nutrition and all that kind of stuff. I've been like listening to too many, not like listening to podcasts with like these doctors coming in and like probably they are looking at longevity. So like in the sense of most of the diseases will be reduced if they
Okay, you want to
if they
live?
look at not live longer. It's not
No.
most of the diseases, but not live longer, but live healthier in the later years.
Healthier in the later years, also the value of those years happens.
Yeah, the value of the later years.
You have to be more aware. Like when you say memories, like, oh, I have memory. Like some people, oh, I have a lot of memory. Like, when you say, oh, what I remember, oh, I don't remember much. Like the whole thought of some people, like, oh, I remember a lot.
Yeah,
okay, I don't remember much. Some people remember everything that happened to them, or like whatever. I think the only difference between you remembering and you not remembering is you were present in that moment.
Right, exactly.
The more you are present in the moment, the more you'll remember.
Right.
So in the basic, like right now, we are present, we're talking, we remember this conversation. You get it? And that's the whole thing, like in class and everything. Only the parts we were right there.
We will remember the class.
We remembered.
Right. But if you're like thinking about something else, like yeah.
So that's in general life. But in general life, like sometimes we remember mundane tasks. But it's because we were present in those mundane tasks. Sometimes we don't remember important parties or like important events we were, because at that moment our mind was scattered, or we were stressed or somewhere else. So when this gives you like when these things fall in perspective, then you realize, oh, where should I invest my time? Like, it's very important. Yeah.
Like in saying that, I didn't remember this whole instance about me being the last person at the gate and all, but I remember the line.
No.
Yeah. I remember the line. Like I don't remember that.
Not last person.
Like I was the back, like whatever. Like I was one of the right
you
there.
Were right. Yeah.
Whatever was the thing.
Why that person said your name? Yeah, you like very close the gate, and you're like, what difference?
Because like I remember that walk. Like I remember that walk because in that walk I was totally in my head and I didn't know where I was walking. Like I was like totally like there was something else playing on in my head. Yeah.
Going on.
And it came to that like there's nothing to be like there's nothing to be no. Like while I was walking itself, like I was analyzing all these different things. And then itself I think there's like nothing to be like nothing is going to change of what it is like basically coming to like
when
what
you think
difference,
like your thought doesn't make
what difference going to make.
We suffer in imagination, bro.
Right.
Yeah, mostly
either dwelling on the past or contemplating the future.
In the future. Anyway, I think we've had
I don't know, like what's the time? Yeah.
Yeah, I think past
Oh
an hour.
yeah, we'll call it.
Call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
this was
Yeah, good fun. We'll do this next time as well then.
100%. Share the link and
Yeah,
share the
yeah. I've not
Yeah.
been actually like publicly like, oh, look at my thing or whatever. I'll share it to you. Like probably I'm not yet.
No,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
me.
yeah. I'm not.
No. I mean, leave that. Whatever you do, share this with me.
Yeah.
So I also learn that I
Right,
can
like
take
exactly what we
what
talk about,
people
like how we are
say.
speaking, listen to ourselves and like evaluate. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yes. What could have
Yeah.
been better?
But then what difference does it make?
That's a good one. That is a good one. No.
Okay, yeah. I'll call it.
Anyway, yeah.
Let me. Okay, I'll stop the record.